Hello, I'm Simon from Simon Security Expert, and on today's video we're going through some frequently asked questions about the Guardfather security system and about myself, so you can get to know a little bit more about the security system, why it exists, and about me too. So to start with, number one, what is it? This is the most frequently asked question that I get about the Guardfather security system. What it is a system that's a DIY alarm system, okay, that you purchase through the Guardfather website, follow the YouTube video demonstrations on how to install the system, and essentially you've then taken over control of your own security. It gives you another option than just having, say, a professional install service, and essentially you can save a lot of money by doing it this way if you choose to and if you feel competent in fitting it yourself. It is really easy. People aren't having problems when it comes to installing it, but it just gives people an extra option if they're the type of person that wants to take control of their own security. As things have progressed in this industry and now not everything's cabled and wired, it gives people a lot more flexibility to be able to just install it themselves. Which leads us on to question number 2. Why did I start it? Well, I started it essentially because I'm not the only one in this space. There are some monstrous companies who are in this space too. But I started it because I really felt like there was a gap in the market for this. I'm a security engineer by trade. It's what I do. It's what I've done for coming on 12 years now. I've always worked in a family company. It's fantastic. I still do it now. I'm still installing professional security systems for all different types of sites. But this allows me to protect homes much further afield. It's not essentially just confined now to my local community. And now that people are going online and going to things like YouTube to look for ways to do themselves and to look for information, it gives that flexibility to help people all over the country and potentially maybe one day beyond. So here's another question that I get. Pro versus DIY. So pro system, a professionally installed system, versus a DIY system. Well, there's different aspects to either system, and essentially it comes down to what is best for you. I wouldn't ever say that everyone should go for a DIY system, and I'd never say that everyone should go for a professionally installed system. It depends what matters most to you. So to run through how they go up against each other, a professional system is great. You'll have a great system installed by a professional engineer. Hopefully you'll have a great service. You'll get on a maintenance contract with them, and the real benefit of it, so even though it's more expensive than a DIY system, but the benefit of it that a lot of people like is being on a maintenance contract. The idea that if something goes wrong with the alarm, you can call up your maintenance engineer, and in theory they should be with you very quickly. We aim for, like same day to get there. I think because we're NSI regulated, so we actually have a specific response time that we have to adhere to. But a DIY system, if someone's more, confident that, they can sort that themselves, or they can follow a YouTube video demonstration on how to sort it themselves, then they often go, and now they would like to go for a DIY option where they're in control of their own security. But there's very much still a market for professional security systems, especially still with, say, commercial settings when you're talking about police response. Still install a lot of them, and it just means that, the police will be called if the alarm triggered. So there's a market for both. It depends on the type of person you are, depends what you want to look for, depends if you want someone else to do it for you, if you're happy doing it yourself and saving money that way, if you're okay with, say, sorting out any fault that maybe happened because maybe a builder smash one off the wall or something. They are very easy. The Guardfather security system is very easy to sort out faults on it and things, but sometimes just a peace of mind means people want to go for a pro system. Just depends what you want. Let's go on to another fun one now. So essentially the biggest problem for the Guardfather security system and biggest roadblock for it is essentially getting the name out there. And not only that, it's about getting people to trust the brand, which I'm doing slowly but surely with reviews of people using it and happy customers, and looking after them, so they can contact the technical support line anytime, and they'll always get help with the system and anything they need. But that's the biggest roadblock. It takes a long time to get a brand out there, and it's not like you're just buying a candle for £10, which can be a bit of a frivolous purchase. It's something that takes a bit of thought. People put thought into the type of security systems that they want. So essentially, it's about getting people to want to use my system, to trust me, to know that I've got their best interests at heart. That takes time. So my biggest roadblock essentially is a time constraint, but I'm in no rush. This is just going to be a process that's going on for years and years and years, and I'll never essentially be done. But along the way, I can help as many people as possible. And not just with the Guardfather security system, I can do it with any type of security system. And I do that all the time on this channel. It's actually a pleasure to do it, and I enjoy it. So yeah, my biggest roadblock essentially is just time, getting the name out there, but slowly but surely we will get there. So let's go on to one that's very much about the system itself. Battery life. Now, often when people are thinking about wireless security systems and DIY systems, they're a bit nervous about battery life. Well, that was a major thing that we wanted to make sure was as strong as possible on this system. So battery life for this system lasts years. I think we're looking at, internal sensors, we're looking at, let's say, like 4 to 5 years. When you're looking at like external sounders, for the batteries that go in there, I would advise them to be changed every couple of years. They will last a bit longer than that, but the reason being is just because when you've got batteries that are outside, in the cold British weather, that can take more strain on the batteries. But essentially, the system's battery life will last years. It's not something you have to worry about. And also, you're going to get notifications on the app. The app tells you what the battery life is. So you're going to have, it's not just going to happen to you one day and spring on you. You're going to get notifications about it. You're going to know. So battery life with strong wireless systems isn't really a concern to worry about anymore. Next question, number 6. I'll put this one up here. App free. Is the app free on the Guardfather security system? Yes, it's a free app. I know people don't love signing up to subscriptions and don't like having to be forced into subscriptions. There was a particular DIY system that launched in the UK. I won't mention it as a name, but it launched a few years ago, and they did this really, really terrible thing in my eyes. Essentially, they never told anyone that they were a subscription-based security system, and then people would buy the kit. And then I think it was a case of like only 2 of the sensors would work. And if you wanted more sensors on your system to work, then you had to pay for the subscription model. Now, people didn't know this. They obviously felt a bit like, oh, hold on. They weren't even told it beforehand. So it was very much shrouded in a bit of mystery. Never went well for that business. And actually that business has ceased to exist, even though they went quite hard on marketing. But essentially, in my belief, it ceased to exist because they weren't upfront and honest and truthful about what they were trying to do. So is the app free? Yes. There's no subscription fees for the app. That's the way it is. You can use it. You don't have to contact us ever again if you don't want to. Yeah, you can use the app. Now, there are options for certain subscriptions. Say if you use us to put, one of our SIMs in, if you want dual path, in case your internet goes down, then there is a subscription fee for that. But it's all on the website. It's right there. It tells you exactly what it is. You don't have to have it. And obviously, if you want like a monitored system that's going to a guard response team, then there is an ongoing cost for that. But that's not actually to do with the app, and neither is the SIM actually. They're 2 separate things. But there are some subscriptions, but it's only if you want to have it. It doesn't limit the ability of the actual system, and we don't hold anything back on it. Next one, number 7. Install service. Now, do we have an install service? So essentially someone can choose their own kit, choose exactly what they want from the website. They'll start with the bundle pack, which comes with a few bits and bobs. It's best value, and they can add on any additional sensors and sirens and things and keypads that they might want if they want extras on there. And then they can get that, but they don't really want to install it. They want a professional to come out and install it for them. Yes, this is something I've very recently implemented. I think I actually misjudged the market a little bit on this, to be honest. I just kind of thought everyone, and this is sometimes the problem with being an engineer, sometimes you think the way you think is the way everyone thinks, and it's not the case. So people actually want an install service, so they want to get this kit. They trust essentially me, and they trust what they're buying, and they like the whole idea of it, but they want someone to come and fit it for them. Yes, that's now being implemented. It's getting put onto the website, and I'm putting all the geographical locations in it, so you could go on, you could see exactly where we're able to do the install, which is going to cover most places anyway. So Pro Install Service is something that is coming very soon. It's pretty much all set up. It just needs to get finalized and entered onto the website. But yes, very soon there will be a Pro Install Service for it. And the next one future plans, you know, what essentially is my plans for the business? What do I want to get out of it? What do I want it to become? Well, I want it to grow. I want it to become, you know, a household name essentially in the security industry, you know, in this country and potentially beyond. But let's look at some other amazing brands that have done incredibly well in this space. Yale is a fantastic example. Honestly, you drive down the road and on one street alone, you might see 3 or 4 Yale Sounders. Now, Yale aren't massive on the whole advertisement campaign. They do a lot of Google shopping and things like that, but they essentially still get so much business because people trust the brand, they trust the name, and that's essentially where I want to get to. And no one else is doing what I'm doing at the moment. This is just unique, essentially. Not many people are going onto YouTube and helping people with all different types of alarms, giving information away at all different types of systems, and also having their own system that they want to advertise and talk about and put out there to the masses, essentially. So the future plans is to expand the business, but not to do it too quickly, because I'm really focused on essentially giving great customer service. I want everyone who buys the system, everyone who has it installed, to feel confident, to feel comfortable with it, and to be happy with their security. So if we grow steadily at a steady pace, then that'll work best, not just for me, but for all the customers and all the people who've been willing to trust us with being a new security system anyway. There's been a fair few people now who have actually bought the Guardfather security system. It's been an absolute pleasure, you know, that they've actually trusted me, it feels like, you know, trusted us with their security. They're really happy with it. There's some more reviews that are coming really soon that people are going to fire into. I just need to send out the email to these people to put their reviews online. I just need to make it so it's all like a verified review with Trustpilot. Anyway, yeah, it's going great. People are trusting us with the security. They're loving the system. So the future plans is expansion, but expansion at a steady pace. And if you've enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy a video about common mistakes when people make that can leave their houses vulnerable to burglary. So if that sounds something you'd want to watch, click here.